Okay, I'm going to have to ask my next guest to calm down. They've been too rock and roll. It's too early in the morning for this kind of carry on now, I'm telling you. Okay, well, I'm delighted now to welcome into the studio today I have Alex Watson and James McLaughlin, both of whom are actors, and they are appearing in a film, another film from this prolific local film writer, David Harkin, who's very publicity shy and never wants to come into the studio himself and always sends everyone else in to do all his dirty work for him.
Pure diva.
Isn't he a pure diva?
He would say that's the actor's job.
You see?
Yep.
God almighty. Well, actors do have a fondness for publicity, though, don't they?
Well,
They do. But anyway, so this guy David Harkin now, who's a bit of a recluse, except when he's out filming. He seems to do a lot of filming. Anyway, the premiere of his latest film, it's a film called Last Night's Dream. And it's going to take place next weekend in the Nerve Centre. So it's next Friday, which is the 17th of April, next Friday in the Nerve Centre up there. Fantastic. Now, really well done. Now, so you guys are in the film.
Yeah.
The film, do you have any clue? I have to laugh. Do you have any clue what the film's about?
This is the first time I've actually gone on and promoted one of David's films where I haven't actually seen the film yet. So we don't know a lot apart from the bits we're in and what we've seen on Facebook and the what's in the trailer.
And what's in the trailer?
Beyond that, we don't know a good pilot. David's very secretive. David, I'm sure I've told you this before, talking about other films of his, but he doesn't send you any of the pages of the script.
He just gives you what you do.
Concern you at all. He only shows you what you do. He doesn't let you see any of the rest of the script. So you never have a complete picture of what it's about. But I can tell you it's a science fiction drama.
And it's awesome.
And it looks brilliant. It actually looks very, very good. And it's, I mean, David's always coming through, you know, when it comes to making a good film. And I'm sure this is no different. But a science fiction drama, it's about a group of ex-Irish soldiers who need to leave the country because an epidemic is spread through Ireland. But they can't get out. They have no transit papers, but they need to track down a murderer in order to get the means to get out of the country. From what I've seen, from everything I've seen, that's pretty much what the plot is about.
Okay, because that's very unusual, or is it? This idea of just sending me a few pages. Is it quite unusual?
I think it'd be a good change.
I like it, but
it is. Do you know what? It's in a way, it's nice because when you finally see the film,
it's like you're just watching for the first time.
It's like you're just watching a film. It's not, oh, this is the film I'm in, and then you're just watching a film with and you kind of, there's some things that are different, you know, because of the way things are edited and things like that. But you're generally watching something that you've read as a script. Okay, but whenever you go see one of David's films, you're literally just going to see a film you haven't seen before, and that's really nice. Whenever you go to see the premiere.
Right, no, it must be quite exciting for you now too. You know, you'll be literally like everyone else in the audience, just watching as the story unfolds. I suppose you have a vague idea what was going on, but when was this filmed? This film?
Most of it was filmed in the summer. Most of it was filmed last summer. Some of it I wasn't brought along until very late in the day. I almost wasn't in it actually, but you know, there was a couple of scenes. But that were filmed in November, and it was freezing that day. Do you remember, Alex?
It was cold.
It was absolutely bitter, and it was the windiest you'd ever seen it. And we had to sit in this wood, this forest sort of place, and you were.
Wait, do we have the rain to stop?
We had to sit in the mud and stuff, and we kept having to wait for the rain to stop. And the footage looks like it was sunny and it was a lovely day, but it was actually a nightmare and it was miserable and it was horrible and it was great fun too. I mean, doing a scene with you is never boring.
Love you too, James.
There was a lot of scenes where we would have to film without any. We would be talking, but the audience wouldn't be hearing the dialogue, and he would say things that would just crack me up. It was brilliant.
Oh, you mean this isn't on camera?
It's on camera, but you won't
hear what we're saying.
You won't hear what you're saying.
Oh,
you ever
you're
see
like
where
in
people
the
are moving their lips,
background.
but there's music in the background, or there's a voiceover or something happening? and you see two people talking, and there's things he would be saying.
You two
to
were
me.
just there
I
looking
think
good.
it's like this really serious
Yeah,
moment when
it
I'm
would
sitting
crack me
telling him like how pretty his hair is or something, and he's trying his hardest not to laugh. Like.
So how many actors roughly are in this? Sounds like a big enough production.
This one is absolutely enormous. I mean, everybody's in it.
Over
I've
20.
got a list here somewhere because I am not going to remember everybody, and even this list doesn't include everybody of note.
Even
But
my
we
girlfriend's
have-
in it. She doesn't even like
We
it
have
on camera.
Martin Bradley, Marina Marchinova, Johnny French, Owen Daly, Kyle Martin, Tommy Page, Joanna Fagan, Dee Cavlahan, and then me and Alex. That's in the list I have here at the minute. A lot of these people I've worked with before. Should mention actually Joanna Fagan. These productions are getting ever bigger and bigger and bigger. And she's got a band called Music Asylum, and now this one has its own accompanying
Soundtrack.
soundtrack.
Right.
That's cool.
Done by Music Asylum. It's a song called "Tasted Your Blood." You can find it on YouTube. You can probably just go straight to type it in "Taste Your Blood" or Music Asylum or Last Night's Dream, and you'll find some way of getting to hear the song.
Right, and I'm sure it's
I think they have
beautiful.
their own Facebook page, don't they?
They do.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. No, I'm saying I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful soundtrack as well. Very talented local
Yeah.
musician as well.
It's
And
all
is she
local
in?
dancers too, isn't it?
Is she in the film, Joanna, as
She
well?
is.
She's
she
in
is,
it too.
She is. Yeah.
Very good.
She is in the film, and she looks great. Oh, for
Alex,
God's
what is
sake,
that
Alex!
evil laughter? What is he like?
I can't say
He should
anything
be in a
without him
cartoon.
sniggering. This
He
is
should be-
what it's been like working with him.
God.
He's a romancer.
Is he? Is he? And what are you, a dancer?
I'm a gentleman.
You're a gentleman.
You're a
okay.
gentleman.
Good
Oh
boy.
God.
The
God,
less
see
said
my,
about that, the better. Okay.
So the crack was 90 anyway over
Oh,
this film.
This was, yeah. I mean, we had fun on it as well. I wish I just could have met more of the people and worked with more of the people that were on it, because there was a lot of. I mean, there was a few that I have worked before, but not in film. You know, people like Dee Cavlahan, because he was brilliant as Jekyll and Hyde in Jekyll and Hyde. But I was I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how he's going to do in film. I'm sure he's going to be brilliant.
I enjoyed working with Martin.
Yeah.
That was my first time with him.
Martin is top class. Martin
He
Bradley.
looks like the
really
guy from
is.
House.
That
was just awesome.
I've done a few things with him in the past. He was in Bravado, the last David Hurgan film too, and he's always the best actor in the room. He really is. He's brilliant.
Okay. And you have many of David's films have you been in so far, James?
Pretty much all of them. Like I said, I never made it in this one, but I think that's only because I think he's tired of looking at me.
You are getting old, like.
I think there's only so
You think
many
he's
David
losing his
Hurgan
looks,
films
do
I can
you?
be in, you know.
Look at
So
him. The long hair, trying to look all cool and hip and all. No.
he always makes fun of me for being old, but he's the same age as me.
I'm really not, man. You're like, what, 45 now?
Oh, really? Yeah, everybody believe that I'm 45. That's charming, right? Okay.
God almighty, honestly. So anyway, so he's a good crack making the film, and
Oh,
really
yeah.
looking forward. I'm sure you're down to see it now.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Down to see it. And what will he do with it then afterwards? Will he take it on a kind of a tour around, or?
I don't know. He hasn't talked, but he usually sends it out to film festivals.
Right, and stuff like that. I'm
and
sure
things
he.
like
I'm
that,
sure
yeah.
he will.
Oh yeah, and probably should be worth mentioning too that after the premiere he might. I don't know. He hasn't told me about this. Were you suggesting Cool Discs, Alex? He might be. The last few actually 3 films that David's done is available in Cool Discs.
Aye.
All right.
So I would
Under
imagine.
local artists.
I would imagine.
You probably put it on there.
I would imagine Last Night's Stream's going to be no different.
Right. So what is it? You can buy them, is it, down in Cool
Yeah,
Discs?
You can buy David Hurgan films. I mean, I haven't been on to see what their stock is like these days, but I think it's something around £5. You can go and get a David
Left
Hurgan
Hand
film.
Check was £5.
You can
Very
go and get a
good.
David Hurgan film. The last 3 are available on there at the moment.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Brilliant stuff. So definitely looking forward to that. It sounds a wee bit kind of like a mad one. Sounds almost like another zombie kind of outbreak.
Yeah, I was actually just talking about this to Alex when we were outside, because it's hard to describe the plot without thinking zombie apocalypse, but
You got to think more.
it's really not, because it's sort of they're not zombies, they're not The Walking
Cannibals.
Dead, they're not
Sort of.
the
Cannibals. Did you eat people in
Oh.
this film? Did you?
Oh
Did
yes,
I?
there's a lot of.
Did I
If you
say
look
that?
at the trailer, there's a lot of shots.
Sorry, David. I eat people.
Do
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Oh no,
God.
that's not a secret. If you look at the trailers, you'll see
Oh, I
people.
suppose
You see people be getting eaten. You know, it's.
And I
But it's
actually
not-
am eating stuff out of these people. Like,
It's not dead
Oh.
people. It turns people into psychopaths because everybody still has their faculties about them and things like
And
that.
what
It's
what
just-
kind of stuff was it you were actually eating?
It
Was
was
it
like-
tomato ketchup?
no, it was like, what do you call the girl that done the special effects?
Emma McBride, is that what you call her?
I am a Brit.
She was. Do you know what?
Like-
Her special effects are absolutely
They are cool.
fantastic.
There
She
was
was-
one guy, it was the, I'd eat his guts out.
Oh,
And it was like beetroot and chicken tikka and all inside tights.
oh
So I rip a
God.
wee bit of that, and then I'm right down into his belly, like. He had to lie there, it was stinking, like, because it was warm that day and there were bees everywhere. And you're just sitting there going, don't sting me, don't sting me, don't sting me. And I'm still in there, and see,
God.
a week later I could still taste it in my mouth.
Things like even just like it's scars. She would do a scar on someone, you know, or if someone's been cutting, say across the face.
I'd
or
say
the
she
hand or
was
something.
busy now,
And it
because that's
looks-
quite
it
difficult,
looks-
you know, the
they look-
prosthetics.
They don't look like somebody's been made up to have scars. They look like scars.
I look properly.
They are, but you know, she is top notch at what she does.
Could be artist.
Very good. God, sounds like an amazing production now altogether. So filmed all around the city and also in Donegal. I suppose it's our natural
Yes.
hinterland too, you know, and it's just getting out there now as well too. And
America next time.
Yeah.
what's that?
I hope David sends us to America next time. We'll get him
Aye,
tan
that'll
and
be
all.
nice now. That'll be brilliant. Fantastic. But
Him, David.
so it's opening now next weekend. Next Friday is the premiere. Be a very swanky night. Now 7 o'clock in the Nerve Centre, and I guess you can get tickets on the door. That'll be the way. That's usually
Yeah, I
the way.
think so. I would suggest that you would visit the Facebook page and send the Last Night Stream Facebook page a wee message to say that you want to attend the premiere. Because how big is this Nerve Centre? It's about 50 seats or something like that, something around that.
56.
Aye, just to make sure you get in.
Just to make sure that you're going to get in, just to be on the safe side. Apart from that, there's no other booking process other than that there. They'll just say, express your interest. They'll let you know if there's enough interest. So you can
Okay,
get in
that's
that.
brilliant stuff. And also to look out for the DVDs of his
Yes,
previous work,
his
and
previous
possibly
work,
this
and
one
possibly-
later on
yeah.
in the year in Cool Discs
Yep,
down
I mean-
in Foyle Street.
Not as confirmed, but I would imagine he would do that.
I
again.
say so. If not, he's probably just whack us round the head.
Yeah,
for saying
he
this.
probably would have extra in the head.
From Caribou, and especially for Alex Watson for his first visit here to us down in Drive105, and also starring in the latest David Harkin film, which will be on at the Nerve Centre next Friday at 7 o'clock. And I've been asked to say as well, entry into the film next Friday is £4, but the proceeds are going to Foyle Hospice.